Yes, hello guys. Sup? Yeah, today's it's another time for the stream. Hello, Not Blocks. How are you? Yeah, I've started the stream on another time, but hope you guys don't mind. I'm doing great. Hello, Nikori. Hello, Way Downty. How are you? Yeah, so today we're going to be trying and making these. Hello, Bedo Ramadan. Hello, Green Boss. How are you? Good, nice. Hello, Unknown 3D. Sup. Okay, so we're going to be trying making these. Yeah, I think I do remember you, Not Blocks. I remember the name. Hello, Victor Rufino. Sup. I am 3D Staff 22. Oh, then I guess I remember different blocks. Anyway, okay, so why did you change the name to from 3D Stuff? Is there a reason? So you can check out the reference images we are going to be looking at, and we're going to try and make as many as we can here. I guess we can start with this, as it seems to be the easiest one. So I'm just going to pick this image and just drag into Blender. Perfect. Let's make it the same aspect ratio. Let me bring back my timer. Bring back my timer. Let's have a timer here. Okay, you should just have this on a separate window. Okay, this one shouldn't take us more than 15. So, hey Akbar, how are you? Make the fog as aesthetic pink. Okay. Let's start with the water. Make the aspect ratio at least similar. So let me see what they're using. So 819 by 1024. Perfect. This should be EV. We can go with EV. Let's start with water. I will set up a sky texture, pre-thumb. Bring this quite down. Bring in the volumetrics. Bet it will look nice. Thank you. 20 minutes enough? I don't know. I am not sure. We'll see. So this, just going to use okay, let's do the water now. Let me turn on my shortcuts. Water, we can just grab a noise texture. Hey, MTO Creations, sup? How are you doing? We need to stretch this on the X. Stretch the noise on the X. Can have another copy here. This one should be The small ripples maybe less stretched, but stretched still. Okay. Let's bring back my music. AGD Levine. Okay. Okay, now we can blend these two with a simple mix. And we can use a vector bump map. I connect this. Can I see anything? Trying to stay awake, in other words. Just woke up, still dark outside and out and rainy. Still laying in bed, haven't had my coffee yet. Yeah, just make yourself some coffee. I'm sure you'll be fine. I am sure you will be fine. Okay, so you want some reflections. Let's do screen space reflections. Okay. I save this. I'll call this water. We're in November, so let me add this to my November. What November? I'll call this water. Okay, let's do the grass, and let me also make these camera pass out. Perfect. I think I need to give this some bit of color, maybe rotate the camera a bit. This volumetric has to be even made larger. Okay. Why don't you create a Udemy account and take classes for Blender? I do have a Udemy account. Okay, let's create this grass. I'm just going to use my asset library for the grass. I already have made a lot of grass. So let's use that. Always make sure to reuse your assets. Makes the entire experience much better. Hey, so I have the grass patch here. And just I think I want to render the instancer this time. Let me just give it a soil material, which I already have. Perfect. Then go to the particles, make these large enough, and I can turn this into a path. Maybe let's bring this up and add an area light. barely see anything right now. Let me first turn off this grass. We need children. Simple. Randomize everything. Now let me try a different type of grass from my library. Hey Raizo, Rahman, sup? How are you doing? How have you been? Burning Bright, you still there? You exist? It's been a while. It's been a while. What have you been up to? Trying to find the best grass for this. Maybe this. Yeah, I think this is going to give me the best grass. I need, because this is geometry nodes, I need to go back here and just join this, bring back the instance set material, give it the soil material that we have. Yeah. This is actually taking more time than I expected. Let me add a character. Maybe it will help tie things together. Thank you, Yuski, for subscribing. I'm doing great. Planning Bri. You do exist, just working. Nice. Working is great. If you're busy working, that's amazing. That's what we like to see. Work. Okay, I think what makes this scene, or what breaks it, is going to be the lighting. And I think I might have underestimated the time it would take to render this. Let's see. There. Do we have screen space reflections? Yes. Now let me play around with the contrast of the image. Let me go to my quick functions, which I don't have enabled for some reason. Yeah. Just let's try cycles, because give me a minute. Let me check here. So this is how it looks in cycles. You just I think I like the cycles look better. Yes, have this. Just playing with some color correction here and there. Yeah, Cycles has better reflections. True, 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 true. Oh, and I think our path has to be a bit rotated to see this. Now maybe we can add more ripples. Let me just bump up these details a little bit. Something about this volumetric looks makes it a bit, I don't know. Maybe the scale the grass on the x-axis a bit. Scale the grass on the x-axis. What do you mean? Because this is a particle system. You can't. Do you mean the emitter? Hey, just reset. Let me look at this grass a bit here. Change it a bit. It's a bit too transparent. Yeah, so the grass looks a bit dead. I'm seeing, you see those dark spots there? They must be a result of light path is not being enough. So let me try 50. Yeah, it should look better there. There may be the other grass can be a bit taller. And let me duplicate this. Just extend this. Create another level of grass that is a bit shorter. Actually, I can just pull this and pull this. Maybe add a few subdivisions and just turn on proportional editing. And basically just push the outside grass a bit down so that the middle grass is a bit taller. Oh, you mean the whole plane? Me just maybe scale it down a bit. Something like that. Bring back some green in this. Now we can also duplicate this grass patch. So we have some sort of, I don't know, island in the back there. Nah. Asa, can you make the lighthouse? A lighthouse, we already have a lighthouse, and maybe that's a great addition. So, lighthouse. I do have a lighthouse. It's not as detailed as I would want, but let's put something in the back there. I want it to be a bit darker, so if you see in the reference image, the grass is the path is narrow. Okay, let's see. Oh, this has to be, I don't know. Yo, thank you, Kel the creator, for subscribing. Appreciate that. Maybe the volume might be a bit, let me see. If I just bring up the density. Let's use. Thank you, Video Pool. Now, we want to make this a bit interesting and add something there. Maybe even pull the camera back a bit. Maybe add some rocks. Yeah, it doesn't have to be exact. Yes, I'm still using the GTX 1060. I figured I have to first, because I'm doing some construction, I have to first get that done before I can buy. But I think at least by next year I should have upgraded. This rock doesn't should be way in the background like that. Let's add a chair. Maybe he's fishing. Which chair could work? This. Maybe a boat. I love having a library. Makes things simple. Good luck from Morocco, bro. Thank you. How is North Africa there? How is Morocco? We'll have to visit one day. I don't know. Alright. Have a boat now. Doesn't look as no, I'm okay with that. Ours has that greenish look. NVIDIA GTX 1060 Ti is it good for rendering or VFX purposes? Well, I'm using the GTX 1060. Let me see. No, my laptop has a 1060. I don't know. Is it 1050? Yeah, so yeah, it confuses me around. This is just a 1060 is what I use. So depending on what you're going to do, yeah. You might okay, I'm starting to like how this is looking. What else could we add? Maybe some fog. We already have fog in the scene. Maybe if you're saying we should add more, let me see. make this more intense. Yeah, at his level there. Yes, I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. Let me see. 0.5. Okay, then that is a bit too much. Let me just have it at this level. Point 1. Okay, I think because this is cycles, I think I can just, let me see. I want it to fade up by just editing these edges a bit. Because right now it has like a cutoff point there, which I don't like. Yeah, something like that. This is something you can't do in Eevee. I always, because Eevee renders it as a cube or as a rectangle, as a cube instead of, yeah. But and I think the strength is a bit too much still. 0.0, and it should fade out as it goes. It shouldn't just all be at the same level. Maybe let's add a tower in the background. Uh, 1660 is similar to the 3050, but not that good. By 3060 instead. See. Let me add maybe a tower. Tower in the background. No want. Yeah, something in the far distance like that. And I want this to fade out quite significantly. So let me see. Maybe it should just have a 0.05 so that this fades out much easily. Like that. Yeah, I think it's also, I think so too. I think it's almost done. The only thing I don't like is, I don't know what's happening here on this board. Maybe have him actually closer. I think I like him where he was. Okay, let's go to the next one, which, let me first stop here. So this one took us about, I don't know, 30 minutes. Thought it would take us less, but we added a few things. Let's go to the next one. Again, you can see the reference images we're using here. Okay, let's do this. I don't know. Which one should we do? Actually, let's I don't know, because this is almost identical to this. Let's try, I don't know which one to try. Maybe this. Let's create a new project. Okay. And let's reset the time, start again. I think for this one we're going to use geometry nodes because these look like apartment buildings. So let's make one really quickly with a few pieces. So we want, let me go to my texture, get a concrete material, concrete material like this, and create a new material and just import in that image. Mid-Journey version 4 came out pretty well. I haven't checked that. I haven't actually checked that. Okay, so I'm going to insert, push this in, insert, and maybe add a few subdivisions. Insert again. So this is going to be a glass material. So I'm just going to do a simple glass material, which is just going to be a black shader with some grunge map. Let me use this, import that in. Have this unwrapped. Actually, let me just use smart projection. And I'm just going to use this as the roughness. Scale up this texture. Okay. So that's going to be our first block, and now we can do what is this called? A balcony. Yeah, like I said, we're going to use geometry nodes, but we need to set up a few things or a few objects that we are going to use. Set up a balcony here. Give this a concrete material as well, or the same material as this. Okay. Now what else? Okay, so we have this, we have this. I'm trying to look at this and see maybe some escape ladders. So let me just make them really quickly here. Escape ladders, so they should be something like that. So I just have to grab this edge, extrude up, okay, wait a minute, my keyboard. Okay, I separate these, shift H. I need to subdivide this. I see. Okay, I need these subdivided. I don't need these middle edge loops. Then I can just insert and delete. So those are our escape ladders. So let's start putting things together. I can just unwrap, and I guess we also need, let me see, shift H V. I need these steps to be separated. So I just need to eat. Just select everything. And give these some thickness, and we have escape ladders. Okay, so let's make a building out of these. Compartments. Guys, I'm planning to create a short film. Oh, that's nice. It's great, great, great. Do you have a timeline? Like a time frame of when you're going to do that? Okay, so let's see. How are we going to turn this into a building? Just going to create a plane, new. I need to use geometry nodes. Let's see. Okay. Create a plane. And I'm going to use a line mesh. Like that. And instance on points. Instance on points, like that. And the first instance is going to be this. So let me drag that in. Let me call this wall 1. And this is our first instance. We need to have it properly rotated and scaled. Okay. The scale of this should be okay, so that's one side. We can make this as soon as I can. I am not good at animation, but I will do my best. Nice. Will you put the rediffusion of the live stream on your channel? Rediffusion? I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, the playback will be available. My coffee is on the way. Nice. Yeah. Should wake you up. Okay, so we have that. We can have another line mesh. Do I actually need? Yeah, so we have that face. I also want to add in these balcons, but I don't want them to be on every piece. So I'm going to have another instance and join these two and drag in this balcon. I'll call it balcon. Come to this, drag this in, and this is going to be our instance. And we still use these same points we had before. Let me see. No, this is the main. We need this, which is the balcony. So I'm going to bring the main, drag this in. I want to create a short film eventually as well. Me too. But it's a process. There's a lot of things you have to do. A lot of work involved. Okay. This is where we are. I think I want this to be, the edge to be, no, the edge to be, the origin to be there. Origin 3D cursor. Yeah, something like that. Same for this. The origin should be at the somewhere there. So you can see how we are starting to put a building together. Let me put in some ambient occlusion, maybe screen space reflections. Okay, we have some intersecting issues here, so I guess that should be a problem with the distance. Perfect. Okay, but I don't want all of these to be on the same side. I want them to start alternating. So I need to get the length of this. I guess I don't even need to do that. I can just estimate it. So I can do a set position here, and offset this, yeah, somewhere there. So maybe a value of 2 like that. But then they're all moving at the same they're all moving there. So what I'm going to do is create a random value. That should be a boolean, and I just no, it's offsetting everything. Now it shouldn't be. Thank you, Akbar Arif. So if I just use a random probability, it's offsetting all. It's randomizing the values, the vertices, instead of. Let me. It's randomizing the values instead of the position of the vertices. Let me actually position this properly, the camera properly, so that we get a proper angle. Okay, should be looking up. I think this balcony is a bit too big, so let me make it smaller. Thank you for subscribing, Max, as well. Thank you. And thank you guys for the 40 likes. Amazing. Okay, so we want to randomize the values of this. I think we can randomize these instead. So I'm going to grab, let me see, random. Yeah, we can use a random value still. And we need an integer between 1 and 2, 0 and 2, like that. And I can use a combine xy because I want to adjust this value, the x value, and I can use this. Okay. It shouldn't be the set position. It should be the transform node, because the set position is offsetting in video vertices, but this transform node should give us. Let me see. Why is it not working as I expect? So let me see. If I get a combine, can I connect it directly? Yes. So I should have a random value. Thank you, iCuba Week, for subscribing. I think I need an ID, set ID, because these are fields. Trying to connect them to this is creating an issue. Let's see. Let me see. There is a way to change the ID so that this is not a field, but a value, a normal value. Let me see. ID. Thank you, Val Osipov, for subscribing. Anyway, I'm not going to waste your time on that. Let me use something different. Let me try using a noise texture, because that should, is it? It's also creating the same thing. Thank you, Rahul Raj. Input align accumulate field. Let me see. I'm forgetting how you convert these into thank you, production DMR. Anyway, What other approach can I use? I'm forgetting how you change this to... Stream is lagging? It should be fine now. Thank you, thank you. Let me see. There is a field. Set ID. Let me try value. If I connect this directly, it shouldn't have that. If I use a random value, it's still set ID. ID. Now let's just make two rows, one on the left and one on the right, and we can alternate between them. Yeah, the random value just creates a field instead of the value that works in the transform, which is causing issues. So what I'm going to do is just let me see. France vector. Let's see vector math. If I use a set position, I guess we can approach this differently. If I use a set position and use a position node, can I random value? Can I just... Nah, it doesn't work like that. We need to use the transform. Yeah, we just need... God, this is not working as I expected. Actually, no, we can do it differently from here. If it's refusing here, we can just use a set position here and still use the combined approach, and then apply the random value here. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted, just to randomize things like that. And I want this to be an integer, so the value should be between 1 and 2, or between 1 it should be between 1 and what? Because then this is going outside. I guess I can just scale this. Okay. Yeah, this gives us exactly what I wanted. Now we can play with the seed to get a different look like that. Let's see. We also need steps. So I'm just going to do another instance. Problem solving live. Okay, let's bring in this. We already set it up, but this time we want to switch this out for the steps. So I'm just going to use the steps. So if I look at this, yeah, if I look at this, why is it not showing? Oh, we need the points, which are going to be our mesh line. Perfect. Too big, so let me scale them. guess it should be the same. Okay, I need to scale them down. But this time, these should alternate where the steps are not. So I need the opposite of whatever we have here. So I'm going to... I need this here, but get the opposite of this. So how do I do that? Thank you, Ziloof Gaming, for subscribing. Appreciate that. And Production DMR, Val Osipov. May have missed you guys, but thank you. Let's see. Do I use... I guess I can just use a transform. I can use a transform node here and just scale this on the x -1 and move it on the x by 1. Yeah, so that these are alternating like that. The scale of these should be a bit up, maybe something like that. But we need to edit this a bit so that nothing goes out of view. So let me first of all, this should be, the origin should be there, origin to 3D cursor, like that, and this should be a bit scaled down again. Yeah, the building doesn't make sense, but we're just looking for the aesthetics. So let's start setting up everything to make it look like this. So I'm going to move this in a collection called BK for backup. Okay, and now we can start setting up things. So let me come here, move the camera here. I can just duplicate this, rotate this 90 degrees. I can duplicate this. Maybe this one can be and thank you I am Bawari subscribing. And one thing we could do is have the option to get rid of the steps or these balcons, or randomize their seed. So I'm going to expose some of these values, maybe expose this value, the seed, and expose what else I want to expose. The, what is it called? Yeah, I want to also add a switch node here that can switch off the steps, show the steps unknown. So just have that there. So yeah, for this one here, actually I can also add another switch node to show unknown, to show the balcons. So let me expose that as well. Okay, now we can go back here. I want this one, the middle one, to be plain. So I'm going to switch off these so that we have something like that. And now I can just grab this, maybe duplicate this, and this one can be smaller windows. This is why I love geometry nodes. It's just a powerful tool that I can just duplicate this. Actually, I can duplicate this again, rotate 90 degrees. And I'm just going to grab this entire setup, duplicate, rotate 180, just have it on this side, duplicate this. Okay. We can change the aspect ratio now to something. Great work. Thank you, Shubham Kapul. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Can you do this one? Which one? Which one is faster, Octane or Eevee? Well, I don't really use Octane, so not sure. So this, let's see. What aspect ratio did they use? 768 by 960. I guess I need to pull the camera a bit down. Okay, let's go in the render here. Just I'm going to use. Let's try cycles. Add a large area light up here. Now this is, go to the shader editor, new emission. Yeah, do something like that. Let's see how this looks at the height quite easily. One other thing I could add to the building is wires or cables, like you can see here. Let's see how we can do that efficiently. So we have this. You have this setup. We need wires. So if I add, I don't know if we could grab the same mesh line and use as. Let me first look at that. Let me see. How do I approach this? I think we can. I can use a convex hull. No, I can use a bounding box. A bounding box from this geometry here. From around here. So if I look at this, the bounding box looks like that. Looks like that. And I can get rid of maybe the front facing nodes. So if I use a delete node, because I only just need a plane, a delete geometry, I can use need to reset this. I can use a normal. I can use the normal node. Grab, I can separate the XY because I want the faces facing. Let me see. Let me show you this. So I want only the faces pointing this way. So I can. That's in the Y direction. If I get my, let me see. What is it called? Eh, it should be self-explanatory, but I want the normal direction where the, if I use a compare, where the where the y value is greater than 0, that should give me a selection of that front-facing value, front-facing face, like that. Now, what I want to do with that, I want to add instance particles on it. I don't know if that's going to work, but let's try. Instance on faces, distribute on faces, like that. That's going to be the instances. That's going to be where our points are. They don't look very random to me for some reason. I don't know if I have to realize. Yeah, you have to realize the instances to make this more organic or more random, to make the points more random. And what we're going to do is have a wire or a line. We can have a curved line. Curve line that looks like that. It should just go in the y direction, or y direction, like that. And I can instance that on point. These are our points, and the line is going to be like that. So if I join this back, join geometry, I can I need to join it back with the original geometry we had. So let me grab these, put them about here, and join this to the original building. Yeah, we have some lines now, but they're going the wrong direction. So I guess I need to set this as a negative value so that they're pointing the right direction. Okay. Now, these wires need to bend or rotate randomly. So we can, let me see. I need to see if we don't need that many lines. The scale can be negative. A -4, let's try -4, like that. And I need to make them bend. So we need, let me see. I need to subdivide curve so that we have 3 points. And I need to realize instances here so that I get the middle point and push it down. And so I can use a set position. I should push this down, but I want, let me see, to grab the middle point, which I think I can grab by using the position. Not the set position, but the position node. And you can see that these points are away from the origin. So we have the origin here, and they're moving away from the origin. So I can get the value of, actually, I don't need this. I can just use the endpoint. Because these are curves, I can use the endpoint as the selection, spline endpoint. And you can see it gives us, I can easily bend that, give this a bend like that. I thank you, Whipple, for subscribing. I also like to get the middle point and push down. Yeah, you can see I can, but I want the inverse of this, so I'm going to use a Boolean math. And I want the not, so I can push this down. Perfect. Thank you, Whipple. Thank you, Recoy, for subscribing. Okay, so now we have that. We also want to randomize the position because right now they're all the same. But I guess before we do that, we need to give them some thickness. So let me use a curve to mesh, and then a curve profile, a curve circle for the profile, curve circle for the profile. So connect that. Yeah, the radius the resolution can be very small. Perfect. Then we need to turn this middle point into a curve. So I'm going to do a set. I think it's under curve set. Yeah, I need to first set this spline type so that it's no longer a polygon, a poly to a bezier, and then a set and a curve set handle type. Yeah, handle type. You can see now they are bending, but I only want the middle part. So, and I already have a selection for that. So yeah, something like that. Now we also, hello Marcus, how are you? Thank you guys for the 61 likes, appreciate that. Okay, so one other thing we could do is randomize the downward movement or the sagging. So we have this set position. I can use a random value. I can set this to vector. I'll connect this to this, and I only need to offset the Z direction. The minimum should be, yeah, so something like that. I want some of this to go down really low like that. Okay. Another thing we could do is randomize the rotation of these. So if I come to here, I can rotate these here. So I can also use a random rotate instance here, and use again the random value. I should be a vector, and just do that. But I only want the Z. So minimum can be, let's go to the top here. Yeah, they can connect in different angles like that. Now we just need to give these a set material. Set material. Can you make a video on photogrammetry, please? Photogrammetry is a complicated topic. It also takes a lot of work to do. You have to scan, you have to have a good computer to do that. But I think Alexander, is it? His name is very difficult to pronounce, but there are few tutorials out there for that. Yeah, I want a set material. Let me expose that. Create a new material. I'm going to call this wires. Just make it dark, and just have it as that. I don't know why it's only working for one wire. That's odd. I guess I can move this before we realize the no. I need to maybe here. Yeah. Curved mesh. Yeah, so now we have the wires. Although there are too many wires, because remember, that means all these buildings are going to have the wires. So we can do maybe, or we can just expose the what is that? What is it? Where is my points? Where did I do the points? Points. Yeah, this density, I can expose that so that we control the number of. But before I do that, let me just let's have a few. Like that. You can do it per object, but I want to have control over this, and I just do it per thing. And let me remove. Okay, I think we're starting to get where we want. Because this is EV mesh, EV doesn't support mesh lighting, so I'm just going to add an area light here. Yes, scale things up. That's too much light. Let me go to the camera again. Thank you, Alexandrov Kagianzas, for subscribing. Sorry for butchering your name. Okay, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. What did you do? Okay, let's see. Yeah, I want to the viewport. Okay. Now, I'm just going to use my quick functions add-on to, I don't know, just give this some color. That tries. I think one other thing we could do is add some volumetrics to this. So volume. Okay. Let me just have this. Go back to the shader. Let's see. You can use the emission. I think density would work fine, but that would work mostly in cycles. So let's try cycles and see. Yeah, I need to reduce the contrast we have. So that's how things would look in cycles. These, let me see. If I increase this to something like 0.5, be very dark to see. But if I increase the light strength, let's reset. Maybe 500,000 watts. A 250,000. Play with the colors a bit. See. I think that's good. You selected the red. Bro, you're actually good at this. Thank you, thank you. Too much blue. Let me play with the exposure a bit. How long have you been using? About 10 years. It's contrasty. I mean, it should be less or... another thing we could add to our building, maybe, let me look at this, is some clothes hanging. I remember someone, I did a scene and someone told me to add clothes hanging, and it made a big difference. If I first remove these knots. So let's create a cloth. Should be less. Okay, I'm going to get to that a bit. Let's do some cloth. I'm going to subdivide this a few times, select a few points, give these vertex group like that, and then give this a cloth modifier, a heat play, and just do what is it called, shape pin groups, and reduce the yeah, basically just make it look like a cloth. Probably need more subdivisions. Perfect. Now I can apply that. This is what we want. We don't need that geometry, that much geometry, so I'm just going to decimate that, and particle system for that. For what? It should like these. Increase the exposure. But I want to keep the, maybe let me reduce the light intensity. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, with this cloth, something like this. I think I'm going to give it a different material. Let me first go to my textures and let me see. Do I have a fabric material? Fabric. Yeah, I'm just going to use this for the cloth. Like that. And I can use a hue and saturation and object info so that I can randomize the color a bit. So I'm going to use this random on the hue. So every time I duplicate this, it should have a slightly different color. But I also, and maybe the saturation as well. Randomize the saturation. Yeah, so that they are not all the same colors. Now to have this on the building, I'm just going to grab one. Let me first bring back this cloth. I'm going to call this, thank you Hamza for subscribing, appreciate that. Let me call this cloth. Particle system for the cloth. That's why would I use the particle system for the cloth? It seems like it would be too much work. So I want to get these to hang maybe on the balcony and the window. So let's go back to geometry nodes. Okay, this is our setup. what we could do is start with a line. Start with now actually we can start with a convex hull. So before, I don't want to yeah. I'm wondering if I should also include the lines. Actually, that won't work very well. But oh, actually, we could do two types of clothes. One hanging, some hanging on the wires and some hanging on the. But how would they hang on the wires? I don't know. But some hanging on these here. So I can do a convex hull, I think. A convex hull. So if let me isolate this for a bit. The convex hull should just, be this shape. And so with this convex hull, you can see that we have edges that are running horizontally, and those are the edges where we want to hang our clothes. So to do that, I'm going to add a delete node. Let me first hide it. And what I want to delete is all edges. Let me get the position. Separate that. Separate it with the XY. I want to get, thank you, Mark Alikin. I want to get edges that have a Z position. That might not work. I wanted to do an edge, any edges that didn't have any Z position. But these have a Z value. Let's see. Let me first see. So if I connect this, actually that works. Actually works, which is exactly what we want. Now we can bring in the cloth. What did I name it? Cloth, yeah. So we can bring in the cloth here and just instance. We need to instance on points. Again, I need to join this back to. I isolate this for a bit. So the cloth is going to be our instance. The rotation is a bit off. So let's go back to the cloth, apply the rotation. Okay, you can see what we have. A lot of clothes. We don't need that many. We can use our random boolean, random value, but set this to boolean. That should instance selection. Yeah, we don't want that many. And we can scale these clothes down. One other thing I want to do is I don't want to instance at points. I want to instance at edges. So I'm going to do what is this? We can do mesh to points. Mesh to points, or we can actually just convert this mesh to curves. Mesh to curve. Like this. And I can see, and we can add instances or curve to points. We can subdivide the curve to add more points in case we want more clothes hanging. I'm going to randomize the scale of these as well. So random float. Okay, so now let's see how this looks. I think that's good. If you want this on the curves, all I have to do is just select this, duplicate it, and find where my curves are. I think they're here. So curve to mesh. No. Before I do that, I just need this. If I preview this, you can see I just need to subdivide the curve. Subdivide the curve. Thank you for subscribing. Done. And what is no, not that. Yeah, so I can subdivide the curve to add that, and I can join this to the original, and you can see now we have except the rotation is off. I think I need to do a curve to points. 2 points, 2 points, so that I get the rotation correct. I just have to rotate these properly with a rotate Euler. Let's see, just not the most perfect way to approach this, but and I think we have too many. Again, I can add a switch node in case I don't want these to show. Anyway, yeah, so that's how we can approach this project. Of course, if you add more time, maybe did some compositing, some extra Photoshop work in that, you can even make this look even better. Let's go on to the next one. Let me stop this. Let's go on to the next piece. Let's see where are my artwork. Okay. Yeah, I'll consider this done. I think it's the same thing as this. And which one could we do? Which one could we do? Maybe some plants. Maybe this. Mashallah, looks great. Thank you. You could try this. And you reset the time. New project. I'm looking at. Okay. me start with a ground. Just going to grab one from my asset library. Let me see. Terrain. Landscape. Thank you, Roblox fan, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Okay, I want to start somewhere, so I'm going to start with this terrain we created. I don't know how long ago. Get the same aspect ratio, that tall aspect ratio. I think we're going to use cycles for this. I don't need to use a sky texture. I just need a volume object. When I subscribe, why did it not show at all? Yeah, sometimes the Streamlab will miss the notifications. But thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it a lot. And thank you guys for the 77 likes as well. Okay. I'm going to use the sky texture. Bring this down. No need for the sun disk. And the ground, I'm going to make it a bit less color. There's saturation 0.2, 1. Oh no problem at all. No problem at all. Yeah, I forgot to like your content. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. I don't want. This is too much strength for the normal map. Just bring it down a bit. I'm going to use botanical for the trees. So let's see which kind of trees we could use. I like this. Let me pause. There's no way you can do this in a reasonable time without assets. So let's see. This looks too small. Where do you use your objects from? Where do you use your objects from? Quicksort Aubrey. Where I get my objects some I make myself, some I'm using other people's library, like the botanical library. Yeah. I don't know if that answers you. Children, randomize radius. think I need an area light on these trays just to give them some light. Okay. Let's go to the grass. I think the grass braids are too thick, so let's go here. The hair, render, hair shape. Then I mean, this can be a little thinner. Yeah, the reference image is the one at the bottom here. Currently getting into Blender and waiting for my render to finish. Nice. Blender Guru made a mass surface tutorial. Can you do a tutorial too? Mass surface? I guess I could. Yes, I can. Yes, increase this maybe to 1,000 particles. Okay, we need more trees in the background, but I don't want to use these trees. They are too heavy. Let me see. But maybe I could use them a bit sparingly. I don't know. Let's add in our character. Just going to use this soldier. And I mean, give him a mask. On his face. Just make things look cool. And give these an emissive material. Maybe those are his eyes. Okay, let's play with the exposure. Yeah, this light, the lighting in the reference is superb. Let's see, if I use I think we need to this has some washed out look that I don't like. There's water. I call this, I don't know, forest. We need some light on him, so I'm going to add an area light just above him. Just like that. And you can remove the area light from the volumetrics by checking out removing the volumetric scatter. The trick here is in the reference image, not the lighting, or so is just color grading in Photoshop. Yeah, there's definitely some color grading in Photoshop, I think. Let's see how the lighting looks. Without the volumetrics. Yeah, I think the lighting looks good. Looks okay with without the volumetrics. Now, our main issue is going to be, of course, the volumetrics. This light, some of the lights, you don't want them to be part of the volumetrics. What is the timer for? I just trying to time myself and see how long it takes me to get something decent. That's all. Are you using an add-on for trees? Yes, yes, I'm using the botanical add-on. Can have something like that. Maybe just let me see how much of this grass I'm seeing. Hello, Dopui. How are you? Sup, sup. It's not exactly the same, but I'll take it. Yeah, we can make improvements to this, add more stuff, maybe change the composition a bit. Maybe. Maybe let me try to add these. I don't know how they're called. These emissive stuff they usually add in renders. Just maybe a cube like that, a box, a square like that. Yeah, just something for visual interest. Use refog for by using cube volume with make shader and emission. Does the work. Refog. What is refog? I don't think I know what that is. Okay. Let's try something different. Go back to the website. Which one could we do? Make like a dough? Have you tried Shakify add-on for Blender? Yeah, I think I have. I think I have. Go to another world. Well, the other world would have to be done in Photoshop because I don't think we can do that. You can do two scenes, my two scenes in Blender. A glowing door with blue light and some particles. Let me see. With particles, I think we can do the particles. Let me see. If I extrude this, we can create some particle system. Let me see. New particles. They need to have turbulence. So force field turbulence of high strength, strike 10, and these particles should not have any gravity, so they don't fall down. Maybe something like that, but we do need quite a few, so let me try 10,000, and the end life should be 20, so that most of them are emitted at the same time, so we get a door that looks like that. Now the particles, I have a particle that I could use. It's just this plane here. I'm going to use that under render object. I'm just going to randomize the rotation and everything. So, and now these are, we're going to use transparency. Here we're just going to use an emission. Let's see. And first hide the volumetric for a bit. Oh, and I think the particles, my hair particles are, I don't know what's wrong with them, they're moved. They shouldn't be affected by any of these forces. Yeah, let me remove the volumetrics and all the lights in the scene. It's saying we make this blue. No, it's my own library. It's for sale. I sell it just to supplement my income. The particles should be smaller than this, almost like pointy, like points. And this here, Yeah, maybe we can even just let me change this from unemissive to translucent. Okay, let's first get rid of all the lights. Change this a bit. So that's what we have without any lights. I'm going to bring back one. Just have it here. Instead of having multiple lights, make it like a spotlight. Just playing around. Hmm. Bro, can you make the one out of Nazar? You know, there is a shooting star and stuff. Uh, Among the reference images. This. I think if we give this enough render time, it could come out as an interesting piece. Let me first add a horse in the background, so he's looking at something, not just staring at emptiness. This. Okay, let's try that, and then maybe call it a day. Okay. Okay, let's see. I already have a particle system that can instance people very well. Now they're all looking in the same direction, so I'm just going to okay. Sky. Of course, this is going to be cycles. think the camera is a bit low. And the sun is also a bit low. This surface shouldn't be that reflective. Okay, clouds. Do I have any clouds I could use? I don't know if this image type of clouds would work here. But we can definitely. Can you play BGM? Desert Cavern is awesome. BGM, is that part of the references? I'm not sure I understand what that is. Background music. Yeah, I only can play non-copyright music, so yeah, that's an issue. Let me try this cloud system. Yeah. Add a sky. And it's not totally the same thing, but be right back. In case you didn't know. Okay, we'll be here. Actually, I'm soon ending the stream. Do I have a spaceship? Maybe they are looking at a spaceship. It's our tower, maybe. I call these people. What's going on? We're trying to recreate some renders using inspiration from this page here. If you are interested, can you make full screen? Not when I'm streaming, it will just slow down the stream. The stream will just buffer. I'm trying to add in this tower. Let me go to quick functions a bit, play with the colors, and we can call this a day. Streamed for, let's see, 2 hours. Humans are too dark. Well, because of the lighting, this is what you would expect. You can't light them, and the characters are poly, so I don't want to see them that much. So if I make them too bright, you can see how it looks. You want like a silhouette. I think I'm okay with this look. So yeah, I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you guys for everything. I'll be posting some of the projects on Blender Everything page in case you are interested.